Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. This story comes out of D.C., where the public school system is facing a graduation crisis. The D.C. school system reports only 46% of high school seniors are on track to graduate. It's a slight improvement from last year, but still means most students may not get a diploma in 2018. We want to hear from you. Why are so many kids not making it to graduation? Sam Shocker has your comments. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Erica. Let's get straight to your comments, DBL Nation. Karen writes in, extracurricular activities will help kids stay in school, and better engagement from teachers too, meaning smaller classroom sizes. All of these require more funding. Kids are worth it. Let's get Tamara into. Tamara says they need more funding for sure. Yeah, our school systems, my mom's been a teacher for 30+ years. Our very own Al Jackson was a teacher for 5 years. Our education system, specifically now in D.C., they're suffering. We need to start funding our schools, paying our teachers. Otherwise, kids aren't going to be motivated.
But I like the first comment about the extracurricular activities, because I was always in sports, and sports helped me do better in school. If you don't do good in school, you can't play sports. And I think that when I grew up, I think if you were just good at something, you didn't really have to focus. If I was great at football, I didn't have to focus on schoolwork so much. I don't think that's the case now. Oddly enough, I'm watching Coach Snoop on Netflix, and he really enforces that with his kids, and he coaches out of Compton. So he really puts those kids to the test, like, you got to be good in school, you're not playing on my team. So I think people need to do more, more extracurricular activities.
And Della writes, parents need to be parenting. That means keep up with your kids' grades. Ask to see their graded work when they get home. There's no reason these kids should be failing several classes. You're a parent to two.
Well, mine are grown up. I have a grandson now, and it's frightening to me that in our nation's capital we don't have kids graduating from high school. That's an embarrassment. Tori's got all the new. Tori, you
come on over here, Tori. Tori's from D.C.
Yeah, you have a great point of view on this whole situation.
And in the D.C. situation,
yes.
just so you know, we're taxed just as much as any other state, but we don't have a senator to represent us. We have a delegate. They don't get to vote at all. Eleanor Holmes Norton just basically speaks out loud. So there's no one backing up D.C. in their schools in any rate, so although we're paying just as much.
How do you rectify this situation?
Every year, someone puts forth a bill saying D.C. should become a state because we pay just as much, and every year it never gets through the House or Senate. D.C. is a very democratic district, and right now we have Republicans in both parties in the House and Senate. It's going to get killed on the floor, and it's on our license plate. If you are from D.C., it says taxation without representation. We have fought this for years.
Let me ask you this. Or go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, please.
This is like startling to me, especially because when you think about what happens next. If they don't graduate from high school, what are they going to do next? And in addition to that, we talked about if you feel like you're underpaid at a job, and so teachers are, looking at this situation like, I'm not going to say, oh well, because all the teachers I've been blessed to have really been there and pushed me. But I mean, it's just really just startling. What do they do?
It's our future. It's our future.
And DC had the highest capital murder for a long, long time. So you wonder when those people don't graduate, they stay around, they don't do anything. You worry about the capital. It should be a better place to be. That's where your White House is.
Wow.
Amen. Yeah. Very serious. I wish we could talk more about it. Perhaps we'll talk about it in the break.
Sure. Thanks,
Erica,
Tori.
what's coming up on DB?